Hey there guys, so short video on how I overhead press and why. So for me, I include quite a few different variations like this one, stone press, narrow grip. It's quite an awkward position to be in, forces me to really work to stabilize a load overhead versus say, barbell, my hands are fixed on something far more stable. I can always have the same grip. And I only ever bring the bar down to my chin when I'm pressing with a bar, and that is to eliminate the amount of internal rotation that I'd otherwise get if I was to bring the bar all the way down to my collarbone. And a lot of people, when they bring the bar down to their collarbone, they will compensate by leaning backwards, and that degree of spinal extension isn't exactly great for me. It just leads to injury and it takes away from my other lifts, especially being squats, because my lower back's then fatigued. Again, yoke press, awkward load overhead, but I only bring it down to my chin. I'm eliminating all spinal extension, and I'm just focusing on pressing overhead. And I learn how to hold tension in my upper back extremely well, which then carries across to the bench press. If you're looking at something that's going to be a bit more full range of motion, you can try log press. For me, I find the barrel sits well on the upper chest, so I don't have to bring it down as far. But neutral grip is quite easy, limits the amount of internal rotation. You can obviously see where my hands have actually gone that, this log might be full range of motion, but the press is very similar to a barbell overhead press. So I enjoy that movement, and it's incorporated in a lot of strongman comps. For full range of motion, I go with the dumbbell one-arm shoulder press. I find I can overload a lot more significantly because I only have to work one side at the time, and I've basically got my whole body to stabilize one side, as opposed to a barbell where you're shifting more total weight overhead but less per side individually. I also find that the lateral flexion is quite easy on the core, recovers well, helps strengthen it. But you can have I can have a lot more lateral flexion than I can spinal extension. So, having my abdominals work thoroughly from, the lateral perspective is, a lot more favorable as opposed to having a tired lower back. Again, pressing overhead, if you want functional strength overhead, stone pressing is a great way to go about it. It's quite awkward, and this one's not as heavy, but I go for more reps. And trying to stabilize a load where it's, you're still trying to find out the center of gravity at times, can be quite challenging. If you guys have any other questions, let me know below. Otherwise, hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great day wherever you are.